Do you know what your top 47 fundamental traits are? And are you embodying them in a spiritually harmonious and symbiotic relationship in a symbiotic way? If not, then in this video we are gonna find out Royal Anwar Transcendence top 47 fundamental traits that this dude has been embodying, that has been developing in the past 25 years of its existence, since its inception genesis, since its luminous genesis in 1997. That's when apparently this body was born in Delhi now, in Afghanistan. So in this video I'll be sharing with you my 47 fundamental traits, character traits, habits, qualities, things that truly make me unique, that nobody else out there are actually embodying and being the way I am. Like, do you see people doing that? Do you see people wearing things like that in their videos? Do you see people behaving like me? Do you see anybody else acting strangely, bizarrely and oddly? Do you see anybody else doing things like this? Or how about this? Meow! How about this? Ow! No, because those are fundamental traits that I architected, designed and created within my own reality inside of me, and then I embody that on the outside. So I got my special journal with me. In a second I'll be going through 47 examples of my own personal traits that I have been developing, and in doing so I want to really, the main purpose in this video is, as always, is to really inspire you and also entertain you, so you can have some more fun, so you can be a little chilled out and dance and have fun, you know, and be like a little Cupid, you know, love Cupid or something like that with your bow and arrow. Woo! It actually works, by the way. This thing, this little, I had a big one back in the days, back in like, when was it? I think end of 2021. And one day I was just walking down towards, or up towards the, down that side of Manchester, and then some people called the police and say that this guy is holding a weapon or something. So, and then the police came, there was the SWAT, so helicopters spinning over my head, and there was a massive SWAT with these big guns and shit. They were like, stop, put down the weapon. I was like, what fucking weapon? It was just a stick like this that had a string attached to it, and I was just going around and doing things like this and making some movements. But apparently some people thought that was a weapon. And how stupid is that? And obviously I just like, hey, that's cool, you can take it, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Here, it's just a piece of wood to me. I've used it. And then they were like, oh, we're gonna play with it. It's an evidence or something. And then they were writing down on the mobile like a statement, they have given it to them and they can destroy it or whatever. I was like, cool, doesn't matter. And then I recorded the video about it. I was like, the dark one sent a SWAT team, and I laughed my balls off. It's on my Self Transcendence show with Royal Anwar YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. It's a really amazing video. I recorded right as the SWAT team leaves, and you can see them with their guns and shit going walk past me. But that was a fundamental trait of me in play. I could have went a different way. I could have pointed at them and say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. I could have, you know, went ahead and say, hey, it's my property, it's not a weapon, it's just a tool I'm using to do some martial arts stuff. But that would have been really waste of my time and energy, my moments. It would have been waste of me actually, and then I wouldn't have not made a video about it and not shared the story and then talk about unity and how in the world right now people's perception of reality is actually causing them a lot of distortions, a lot of illusion. It's actually causing a lot of distortions in their own ability to embody their own traits, their own abilities, their own qualities, their own fundamental nature as a magnificent being. So, woo! There we go, this thing popped, that's cool. Because now I'm just gonna take it out. And that is the thing, you know, whenever you have any trait, any character traits, any quality, anything in your being that you don't want, that you don't need, you just untie the strings like that, and then you just let it go, and then you have just your own being left. Just maybe you don't look like this, not crooked, but what I'm saying is that you are this diamond heart pure being inside of you. There is something inside of you that I refer to as the transcendent singularity self, or your self itself, that is indestructible, that is as hard as this metal, and it doesn't matter how much you beat it, it doesn't matter how much shit the people throw at you, it never breaks. It doesn't matter what society tells you, it doesn't matter what happens. The part of you, your fundamental trait, your fundamental self trait, that's what I call it, the fundamental trait. It is your trait number 0, being your own self, being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, while you're embodying your own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence that is within you on the outside. So yeah, I'm gonna be sharing some examples with you, about 47 of them. As I do, I'll be telling some stories and everything from my own life and incorporating them into this video. So yeah, welcome from this point onward. Transcendence Royal Anwar taking over, and this channel is exclusively about Transcendence Royal Anwar, not about Royal Anwar Transcendence, because in this state that I am right now as Transcendence Royal Anwar, it is a fundamentally different being. It is my own transcendent singularity from within me, speaking on the outworlds and sharing this wisdom from beyond the great, from beyond the thrice great beyond and shit like that. So yeah, got my got my flowers and everything ready. Let's open our book and to page number 47, everybody. This is a classroom. It's starting now. No, just joking like that. I got a book here that I'm going to share with you in a second when the time comes. But really, before I even get it started, like, just really pause for a few seconds and for a moment and really feel and watch, observe, and study the next things I'm going to say to you in this video, because it's really important for you to not just be sitting there and watching it. You got to be watching, observing, studying everything that's being expressed through me, and then you experiment, orchestrate, and integrate that into your own being simultaneously as we are going, so you can have a balanced experience. And the first character trait, or the first trait here that I've written down, is like question number 11. Is part of my Self Transcendence Mastery system. Question number 11: what trait does this new character embody in a harmoniously balanced and symbiotic way? This new character that I'm building, that I'm developing, that I'm living as. Number 0 is like balance. Royal appreciates love and challenge equally. It has thick skin and lives according to its highest values and principles that are all defined through soul consciousness. And all these traits that I'm sharing with you, these are the traits that I've written down for myself, like last year, end of 2021. I redesigned, re-architected, recreated all my whole being and everything. It has gone through many versions. Like version 2.3 was on June 2019, version 6.0 was like end of 2021, I think around like November, December. And that's what I mean, like your own self-transcendence mastery, your own inner ascension to your own enlightenment, to your own transcendental nature, to discovering, realizing, and remembering your own transcendent singularity self, is a unique experience, a unique journey exclusive for you. Because nobody in the entire history of the whole universal cosmos, let alone this earth, goes through the same path, of enlightenment, through the same path of inner ascension, through the same path of transcendence as you. So when you look around and all these people, even though on the outside we all look differently, we have different qualities, different traits, different skills, different gifts, different abilities, but fundamentally within us we all have the same transcendence singularity self. That's why I call it transcendence singularity self, as 0, the self itself, where we all share, we all draw energy upon from one singularity source, which I call it the transcendental absolute source creator, like a singularity, like one source creator from which everything is emanating. Like right now, like this is transcendence emanating from the Buddha Godhead, or Buddha throne, or the Godhead itself, because the transcendence is like it's the transcendental nature, ability of is the trait number 0 of the transcendental absolute source creator, is its own transcendental ability, its own transcendental nature to be infinite and have infinite diversity, infinite variation, but it has infinite characters, infinite traits, infinite personalities, infinite identities, when you look around yourself, like this thing has its own character trait, this has its own identity, the same way as that, the same as this one, the same as that tree around me, those buildings, you and everything you see around you. Everyone has their own unique excuse me, unique traits that makes them truly unique, that makes them different. And when you go around into your life and you're trying to be someone else's trait, you're trying to be someone else's identity, you're trying to be someone else's character traits, habits, personality, style, and things like that, way of being, then you actually become disaligned. You get out of harmony, out of synchronicity with your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. And when that happens, you just gotta pause for a minute and do this. Oh. Excuse me. Ooh. Champagne for the tongue. So that was one balanced trait. And if you really stay till the end of this transcendence session, I'm going to be sharing with you a link to 3 different secure digital storage drive systems, public ones, where you can get the document for this that asks you a question like, what are your fundamental traits in your self dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your spiritual dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your mental dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your emotional dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your physical dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your financial dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your architect dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your creation dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your transcendence dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your source dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your archangel dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your guardian dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your ascended master dimension? What are your fundamental traits in your L-013 dimension? So you become a 013 dimensionless beingness of pure, unconditional, joyful light, luminous light, peaceful unity, and eternal harmony. Because when you have harmony within you, you're balanced. Bingo, there we go. And also, once I finish giving you these examples, I'll show you on the screen, on the camera, what these ones look like, so you can pause it, you can write it down for yourself. But in the drive folder, in the link that will be revealed at the end of this video, at some point towards the end, I'll include a picture of this as well, so you can see for yourself as examples and get inspired for them. You can write them down for yourself. You can re-architect them, redesign them, and recreate them, adjust them a little bit, change the wording to suit you, because everything I'm doing is public, it's naked. That's why I say absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless transcendence being. And then I have this other mantra called Om Transcendence Royal Anwar, pure, naked, observational, telepathic awareness, super consciousness. Om. It is my state of infinite awareness, infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence, infinite consciousness, infinite love, infinite harmony, infinite bliss, infinite grace, infinite prayer, infinite gratitude, infinite appreciation, infinite class, infinite boldness, infinite power, infinite opportunity, infinite fearlessness, infinite excellence, infinite visionary, infinite achiever, infinite leverage, infinite humble, infinite mystic ability, infinite genius, infinite hunger, infinite balance. So those are some main ones I'm going to share with you now. The next one is like hungry. Royal is always hungry to play, study, learn, manifest, grow, evolve, contribute, and achieve by always becoming the truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self of its own transcendent singularity nature. Look at this cuties. They're just walking past, and the way was just doing all this stuff. We were just having a laugh, and I just wanted to show them to you. Because this morning I was a bit hesitant to come to this location. I don't know what it was, but I will come to the rest of the story anyways. and I do this self transcendence singularity, this transcendence singularity self series, this bundle of videos that I'm doing them in public and getting people involved. And you know, when people walk past they say hi or whatever, I just turn the camera sometimes to show them. It's just to get their energy involved, because again, they are being their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. Those two cuties, those two sacred divine counterparts. And just because they are walking past and they looked at me and they laughed and I laughed at them and we just had a cute moment there together, I was just being playfulness. I was just studying, learning and growing and evolving and contributing and achieving, because in that moment we saw each other and we got telepathically connected. And this wisdom that I'm sharing with you here now in this video, it got automatically transmitted to them. So that's how powerful it is for you to be in a state of balance and in a state of always to be hungry to learn, to grow, to play, to contribute, to achieve, and not the kind of hunger that is always running around trying to hunt other things. A state of hunger within you where it doesn't matter how much you learn, it doesn't matter how much you grow, you're always letting it go. You're always becoming your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. You're always discovering something new about yourself. You're always discovering a new trait about yourself. You're discovering a new personality, a new character, something new, some new gifts within you that has been dormant forever, that is always seeking to be activated and to be used. What good are your gifts if you don't use them? They're pointless if you don't use them, bro, or dude or girl. Mystically genius. Royal is extremely smart and is known to be the most mystically and transcendently smart person in the whole existence, whose wisdom is beyond time and beyond the beyond. I mean, I'm not trying to brag about myself or not trying to... I don't know if I have an ego or not. Maybe I have an ego, or maybe I have some big spiritual ego or some shit like that, but it doesn't matter, because I have an ego. At the same time, I don't have an ego. At the same time, I have the biggest ego anybody could ever have. At the same time, I have the tiniest ego ever. And in that state of paradoxical existence, I don't have an ego at all. At the same time, I have an ego. At the same time, I'm not affected by my ego. The same, because I'm always just being in a state of receptivity and learning and growing, contributing, and being intelligent cosmic consciousness itself, being transcendence, naked observation itself, being pure Kriya awareness itself, being pure emotional feeling thought wave itself, being the transcendental absolute source creators, shalom embodiment in flesh, in blood, in body, in character, in trait, in style, in speaking, in speech, in my looks, in my behavior, in everything. Humble. Oh, this one is cool. Royal start simple, humble, and from scratch, then patiently and methodically serves others and works towards building wealth and massive success for itself and fellow souls. That's what I mean. This whole thing, this Transcendence Royal Anwar, is never about Royal Anwar Transcendence. It is always about you. It is always about you, beautiful, you sexy being that is here watching, observing, studying, and enjoying this entertainment. There's adult entertainment that where we do some freaky stuff, we do some swifty dance moves, and we just have fun. Oh, hello. Oh, my. Ooh. 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 I think in Turkish people, they have this dance, like they just spin around like this. Ooh. Oh my god. Ooh, my head is kind of spinning. Leverage. Royal manages leverage depth to its advantage to get wealthier and ensures that others take some of the risk and are included in the wealth creation. It manifests infinitely abundant blessings to share with everyone joyfully. That's why I'm doing all of this. Like, nobody pays me to do this kind of things. Nobody pays me to dedicate 24/7 of my time, my energy, my effort, my gifts, my wisdom and everything to architect, to design, to create absolutely brand new videos every time. So each video is a standalone wisdom truth lesson that covers the full force of the Transcendence and Infinity Merkaba, all those 0-13 dimensions. And if you have been watching this series, this bundle, this Transcendence Singularity Self bundle that is all covering the dimension number 0, the self itself. In total, there is about somewhere between 8 to 10 to 13 videos in total for each dimension. And in this channel, this Self Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar, I'm really like taking it to a whole different level in terms of my presentation, in terms of my acting, in terms of the way I am showing up on each call, in terms of how I'm really sharing everything from a completely different multi-dimensional perspective, where when you really watch it, when you observe and you study it, you really understand that this guy is dimensionless. It has no dimensions within it. It has no dimensions on the outside, yet it is able to comprehend, it is able to experience all those other 013 fundamental core genesis dimensions of like the energy centers of the whole universal cosmos. Fearless, oh my god. Royal has a strangely extreme high pain tolerance that is beyond this world and is not afraid of anything. It loves all and everyone as one. I just basically explained that about me being a 013 dimensionless beingness, and even though we have like all these infinite dimensions around us, they are really fundamentally, if you really ask the Transcendental Absolute Source Creator, if you really ask the Spirit, if you really ask the Universal Mind of Unity, if you really ask Mother Nature, Prakriti, Aurea, if you really ask your Spirit guides, if you really tune in with your own self-intuition, not your soul intuition, because the self supersedes the soul. The soul is more like from my dimensionless perspective, the soul is like the collective summation, the collective awareness, the collective consciousness of your body with its billions, trillions, and zillions of different kind of cells. You have like you have what I refer to as a God throne, which is like your transcendent singularity self, your truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self that lives in your heart. You have that is eternal, that is infinite, that never dies, that is always with you. That is your core identity-less character, your characterless identity, that is all with you, that is the real you. And then you have a spiritual self, you have a mental self, you have an emotional self, you have a physical self, you have a financial self, you have an architect self, you have a creation self, you have a transcendent self, you have a source self, you have an archangel self, you have a guardian self, you have an ascended master self, you have a what I refer to Al-013 self, basically your universal self, like your universal cosmic self, that is the whole of universal cosmic, the whole of creation itself. So you really gotta be fearless and love all and everything as one. Even though we have infinite beings, infinite variations and diversity, it is all just one being at the end of the day. That is a fundamental truth that you must embody and express and remember the inside of you. Even though you have like basically the whole universe is inside of you, expressed in a unique God throne architecture melody, in a unique sequence of melody that makes you very unique and different and special. And you have different traits and everything that you can embody. When you discover your own traits, the ones that are innate to you, that you have always known it, that you have always know it, you don't have to learn them, you don't have to master them. It is all about remembering them, because you already know your traits, you already know who you are, you already know what you are. This whole process of us coming down here and having an incarnation in a sacred human temple body vessel container, we have chosen to forget them. So in the process of us remembering it, which is in my perspective, dimensionless perspective, remembrance is the highest the highest trait of spiritual awareness, and love is apparently the highest trait of spiritual quality. And in the process of you remembering your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, which together makes your transcendent singularity self, then you're able to rediscover, relearn, re-see, re-observe, re-watch, re-study, re-architect, recreate your own traits, your own habits, your own beingness, your own way of presenting and expressing and embodying yourself. Excellence. Royal is committed to excellence in every area of its life. Self is spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, architect, transcendence, creation, source, archangel, guardian, ascended master, all 013 dimensions, which are harmoniously balanced as one holistic being of joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. Bingo. That is all I am being. I am being my own traits. I am being them on the inside, and I am living them on the outside. Because when you are being your own traits in the inner, then you're on the outside, it automatically exudes, it automatically emanates, your field automatically interacts with everything around you, and you don't have to ever think about your traits. You don't ever have to try to remember your traits, because you already know them. But the process of writing them down, like so let it be written, so let it be done. Like when you're writing things down and getting them out of your system, you're basically expressing it, and then you're seeing your own traits, your own habits, your own patterns of behavior right in front of you, and you're like, wow. You're basically looking at your own unconscious, subconscious, conscious, and superconscious mind, those your triple quad mind, your thrice great mind in front of you, and you're basically looking at your own reflection written down on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter what language you speak or write it down. What's important is that you go through this process and wait till the end of this video for me to give you the documents, the templates with the question and the examples and as inspiration, so you can really see that there is no limit on how much you can transcend yourself. That is why this whole series is like rise and transcend infinitely. You must first rise. If you're always like this and feeling sorry about yourself, and you don't even believe in yourself, you don't have faith in your own ability, then you're just going to be stuck in like what they call it, Plato's cave or something, or whatever they think is. You're basically in a well, in a dark well, and sometimes people just cut their own wrists. They just take their own life. They just can't take the burden or whatever. But you don't have to take it that far. You're guided to watch this video. It's your own transcendent singularity self. It's your own being. It's you. You're trying to awaken yourself. You're trying to grow. You're trying to transcend yourself infinitely. That is why you're here, being my audience, being a fellow time traveler freak, a fellow archangel hybrid, a fellow guardian warrior, a fellow spiritual master, a fellow illuminated mind, a fellow emotionally intelligent being, a fellow physically sexy, cute and hot and drippy being, a financially abundant being, an architect, a master architect of your own reality, a master of creation, having creation abilities and manifesting things and all of that, and attracting things in your own life and actually being those things inside of you, so whatever your truest, purest, highest, darkest embodied self wants and needs right now, it automatically shows up in your outer experience, and you just see it and look at it. Visionary. Royal is a holistic, big picture thinker, feeler, and a strategic planner who wins the battles before they are even fought. It understands the art of masterful manifestation in this cosmic garden. I just talked about that just a few seconds ago. Achiever. Royal loves to play any game, especially the business game, on a whole new level. It loves to negotiate and make deals, doing what it loves and doing what it and loving what it does. Excuse me about that stuff. It's just part of the process. It's just part of a natural thing we do sometimes when we are doing public speaking. But it's a trait of mine, like, because I'm in this environment where it's okay for me to spit around and shit like that. But if I'm doing like a training at home or a call at home, sometimes I do like 5 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours business training with my clients. This one is about business and everything. Then I don't do any of this kind of stuff because my body knows that the environment that I'm in, it doesn't allow it, so it automatically takes care of that stuff beforehand. But because I'm in this environment, it's okay for me to do that. It's part of the multidimensional experience. Again, I'm showing you this kind of trait live. This is another trait of mine, being able to be a visionary and able to like think and feel and plan strategically based on my environment, and adjusting to my environment, the inner environment, my core environment, which is your transcendent singularity self, your heart center, and then you have an outer environment, which is your field around you, like your immediate space, and then you're living in an ecosystem, which is this whole universal cosmic infinitum, as on a macro to cosmic scale, on a quantum to fractal level, from infinity to eternity to singularity, to from alpha to omega, and all of it together. Powerful, Royal is unfathomably confident and has a radiating powerful presence. Its enemies fear him, which it has none of. I'll read that again to you. Powerful, Royal is unfathomably confident and has a radiating powerful presence. Its enemies fear him, which it has none of. Like, I don't have any enemies. I have never had any enemies, because why should I make someone else my enemy? Why should I make another universe my enemy? Why not make it as my friend? So our energies are in a symbiotically balanced, again balance, in a symbiotically balanced relationship. You're connecting and talking to each other and exchanging energy and flirting and dancing and talking and communicating in whatever way we want, because the more we use our traits, the more we use our habits, the more we use our blessings, the more we use our gifts, the more they bloom and they become more powerful. And then you learn some magic tricks to be able to hang these kind of flowers in your hair, and not, it doesn't matter how much you move, it doesn't fall down because it is magnetized there. It's magical, isn't it? It's like a magic trick I'm performing right there. No, I'm not. I'm just acting. I'm just playing with you. I'm just entertaining you after all. I'm just testing my confidence, my unfathomable confidence. And really putting myself, I used to always put myself in situations where I would really fuck things up, and I would really make a fool of myself. I would ruin my reputation and do stuff and be called a vandal, be called a dark heart and shit like that. And that would just, I would just use it as a trigger, as something to help me awaken, to help me activate my own traits within me. The traits that are in your subconscious, in your unconscious, in your conscious, in your super conscious mind, as well as the traits within every cell, every atom, every tone of your being. Remember, you have a self cell, you have spiritual cells, you have mental cells, you have emotional cells, you have physical cells, which is like around 50 to 100 trillion cells in your physical body that totally makes up your physical body. You have financial cells, your financial capacity, your financial container. You have architect cells, you have creation cells, you have transcendence cells, you have source cells, you have archangel cells, you have guardian cells, you have ascended master cells inside of you, you have Al-013 cells within you. So you have different kind of cells within you, and in total, when I did the mathematics for it, the number came to 120 million, 120,000 zillion. 3 zillion, zillion, zillion. So if you do 120 million, 120,000 zillion, that is how much actual spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence cells you have within you. I just refer to it as the Transcendence Infinity Cell, which together inside the Transcendence system there is around 888 million, trillion, billion, zillion of those Transcendence Infinity cells within it. And this Self Transcendence Mastery system, it is made up of 120 million, 120,000 zillion of those Transcendence Infinity cells. So this wisdom that I'm sharing with you, it is all those cells together speaking to you as one social unity awareness, as one social memory complex, as one being. Not as 013 beings, not as 120 million, 120,000 zillion beings, but as one zero singularity being, where I have balanced, I have neutralized, I have harmonized all my cells, every cell, every atom of my being, and we all exist in a state of homeostasis. That's how I started this session with, like, do you know what your top 47 fundamental traits are, and are you embodying them, expressing, living them, and being them in a spiritually harmonious and symbiotic way? By now you should have gotten some examples. So opportunities. Royal transforms and conquers any and all obstacles, challenges and issues and into opportunities, and refuses to give up. It sees the challenges as issues as on the way instead of in the way. That is what I mean. When you go through your life, you came to this lifetime specifically to transcend a certain challenges, a certain limitations placed on you by yourself, not some other beings. Nobody else placed challenges on you. You chose to come in this lifetime, and whatever hardships you have gone through, whatever challenges, whatever hardships you will ever experience in this lifetime, you gotta understand that it is by your own architecture. And in this lifetime, I have experienced absolutely extreme kinds of limitations. Like, I didn't even know what my self was. I didn't even know what my transcendent singularity self was up until like April 2022. And I had that thing was hidden from me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who I have been before, or who I was before in the other lifetimes, or what kind of a soul wave I am, or who my soul family and shit like that is. There was a lot of spiritual limitations I placed on myself, were placed on me so I could transcend them. There was a lot of mental limitations, mental anguish, mental fractured patterns within my mind. There were challenges that were placed on me that I transcended. There was a lot of emotional challenges, emotional barriers, emotional blockages that were placed on me that I transcended. There was a lot of physical limitations in terms of my physical appearance, in terms of my energy within my body that I transcended it. There's a lot of financial challenges and limitations. I experienced a lot of being broke, being bankrupt, and having no money so many times. Like, as the time of me doing this video, I still, because I lost 2 of my phones, my laptop, all my bank cards and everything, my business and everything is on pause. I really have no money left with me, like, not at all. But it doesn't really affect me. It neither adds to my happiness, neither deducts my happiness. Because the happiness within me, the happiness of my knowing my transcendent singularity self, being my own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, it is the greatest joy ever. There is no amount of money that could buy that thing inside of you. But you gotta understand that the abundant love energy of money is a consciousness. It's a sphere of consciousness. It's an awareness. It's a being here to serve us. And as I transcended my own relationship with money, money became transcended. And then there was a lot of limitations placed on me in terms of my architecting abilities. Like, I didn't know how to architect my own reality. I didn't know how to transcend myself, and I had to learn those stuff and master them, remember them. And in that process of doing that, I transcended the architect's dimensions. I transcended Metatron and Mesotron and all of that. I transcended the architects of reality themselves within me. But that energy got mirrored into the whole universal cosmos, and the universe used my Royal Anwar Transcendence Enlightenment Motherboard as an Inception Genesis template that is inside every cell, every atom, every tron of every being. This thing is inside of you. It's a template. It's a part of the Self Transcendence Mastery system. The Self Transcendence Mastery that we are talking about. This thing in the center. Think of that as your truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self. Think of that as your spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence. That is a mirror of your truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. And when you know those kind of things about yourself, you're able to, in the middle, be your own transcendent singularity self. You're able to draw energy. You're able to use your own traits. You're able to use your own spiritual gifts and all of that. And then there was a lot of creation limitations placed on me for me to transcend. There was a lot of transcendence limitation placed on me so I could transcend transcendence itself. And then transcendence was like, hey, I am honored and grateful to have become you, to have become Royal Anwar Transcendence. And I was like, wow, what is this whole transcendence thing? Like, why is transcendence honored to have become me? Like this being that is talking to you right now, on the outside, on the inside, about through my speech, through my behavior, through my traits, through my acting, through my mere presence, is this whole universal cosmic infinitum got transcended. And then there was a lot of challenges, a lot of blockages, a lot of limitations placed on my connection with the source itself. And I had to transcend that. I had to get reacquainted with the source itself, with the transcendental absolute source creator, which I call my bestie. And then there was a lot of limitation placed on my archangel dimension in my connection with our elements and the arctrons and the elements of nature themselves, basically. Like watertron, airtron, firetron, plasmatron, crystaltron, woodtron, airtron, sextron, emotiontron, feelingtron, thoughttron, wavetron, energytron, spiritualtron, things like that. And then there was a lot of limitation placed on my guardian nature, on my alpha male nature, on my Leo personality, on my dragon personality. And in 2022, that is when my dragon self slowly got awakened. And it wasn't because I awakened my dragon self, it was the transcendental absolute source creator was giving me, like you guys call that a divine intervention or something. It's basically the absolute knows best when to trigger us, when to awaken us, because the universe awakened itself. The universe is self-created, and sound is an innate part of this whole universal cosmic infinitum. So that got transcended, and then I was doing and as my dragon self got activated and became enlightened and shit like that, basically your dragon self is your transcendence singularity self. Because in the spiritual realms, in the spiritual ethereal energy light essence realm, every being has a choice how they want to appear there. Some people appear as their human form, some people appear as a dog, some people appear as a cat, some people appear as a tiger, some people appear as a lion, some people appear as an elephant, some people appear as the form of like a fox, some people appear as a form of like an alligator, some people appear as a form of a bee. I'm just looking at one right there. Some people appear as a form of like a tree, some people appear as a form of like a butterfly. There's no limit, because you choose how your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self will look like. For me, it has always been the red dragon, or the ultra dragon, the colorfully colorless dragon. That's why I call it ultra dragon, because it's ultraviolet. It has no color. It is colorfully colorless. So my truest form is a dragon. My purest form is a lion. My highest form is like a panther. My darkest form is like a crocodile. My brightest form is like a phoenix, or like a sphinx, or like a fox. And you can choose that. You can choose whatever you want to be. But if you are being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, then there is no other greater joy than that. The joy of reading doesn't even compare to it. Cool. Punctual. Royal is always early to every performance, appointment, meeting, show, play, event. It is known for being punctual and always on time every time. Like this morning, like in the first couple of days as I was doing this Transcendence Singularity Self series, this bundle, I had a lot of this, like I had this deep desire, this thing, this like my body was asking to watch some adult entertainment, because I'm providing adult entertainment, and then my body was like, hey, let's watch some pornographic adult entertainment as well. And I think it was last night or something, I watched like a 30 minutes something, this video called like The Booty Queen Meets the King, and it was a really fun, awesome experience. They were really having an awesome sex, and I was just watching it, and I was really enjoying it, and I was watching, observing and studying it, and I was looking like, hey, these two beings, these two magnificent beings, these two courageous beings came down here in this lifetime to be like entertainers, to be adult entertainers, to transcend each other, to transcend themselves through the pornographic content, through the pornographic entertainment. And they were really enjoying each other, and the guy was sucking the guy was sucking the guy's dick. The girl was sucking the guy's dick, and the guy was licking the girl's pussy, and they were making love, and they were really being playful, they were being naughty. The guy was choking the girl and slapping her ass and the girl was coming multiple times and moaning and shit like that. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. But typically I would go to the bathroom and masturbate, but I didn't do it. I just like laughed to myself, like, wow, that was a really cool experiment. And then in this morning when I woke up, in the early morning, I had this dream vision where I was in this dream world. These two MILFs were having sex and shit like that. They were being lesbian, whatever. And then I joined the gang, and we were just having fun. And I was like, fucking them in the ass, and I was putting my finger in her pussy, and I was about to come, literally in the physical realm. My body was about to explode, but I was like self-control. I was using my ascended master trait. This is important. I was using my ascended master abilities. I was using my ascended master nature. I was using my ascended master gifts. I was using my ascended master awareness. I was using my ascended master consciousness. I was using my ascended master observational awareness. And I basically commanded and demanded my penis, which has a name. I don't know what name to give it yet, but I just call it general because it has like, you know, in the sperm there are like, in the sacred seed fluid there are like, I don't know, 14-15 million sperms. Basically you have like 14-15 million soldiers within you if you're a guy. The same thing if you're a feminine, you have all these eggs and all this stuff. Those are your soldiers, your army. And I basically commanded them. I said like, just don't come, because I was about to literally like basically the sperm had reached this, because think of it like this, you know, if you look at the penis, is like this thing is below, like is that extra part of it that goes, there's like your tail, and then the penis is outward extending, and literally the sacred seed fluid is like about here, and I commanded my penis. I was like, don't come, like just don't. It's something new I was experimenting with. And then I woke up and I was like, wow, that is crazy, because, and then I could feel myself about to explode. I could feel it about to like, but I didn't. I was controlling it, and then I took some tissue and then I laid back in the bed and I was like really looking at my penis, and I was like giving it some love, some attention. I was like playing with it, and I was just like slowly and kind of like helped it. And I was like, go ahead, now you can release yourself, now you can have a relief. And boom, I just came on a piece of tissue, and then did another video before this, put in the water and did some ritualistic ceremony and some my DMT shamanic stuff. That's just me being my own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self. And before 2021, before 2022, before 2020, like this stuff, this truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self of mine really started flourishing. It started becoming activated after my 2020 awakening, after my 2020 enlightenment experience or spiritual experience, whatever bullshit you call it, which took me like 3 years to process and then take it a bit further and then really be of greater practical service. Like last year, end of 2021, I did like around 120 videos. Again, 120 million, 120,000 zillion, zillion. I did 120 videos on my YouTube channel called Self Transcendence Show with Royal Anwar, where some of the videos I just titled them, like some of them were like I dance like a bear and I fuck like a bear, and some of the title was like I have a naughty tongue and shit like that. I was basically just trying something different. I was just experimenting to show the world that hey, you can be your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self without giving a fuck about what is happening around you. Because the more of us, the more each human being is being their own transcendent singularity self, it is being a complete, balanced, symbiotic being, the more we each realize that we all just one being. I just call it the new earth, evolved humanity, one collective, and one cosmic family of infinite diversity. One cosmic family of infinite diversity. There is infinite versions of humans, infinite different extraterrestrials. There are some civilizations that are like mantises. I've been mantises before, I've lived with them. There are some beings that kind of look like they live in water. I've lived it underwater and stuff like that. I've been in the ancient Aryan culture in India or something like that. That I know they had a remembrance vision, really golden places, very ancient, very advanced, something like that. The top of their temples were like shaped like vimanas and things like that. And in this book called Egypt, an extraterrestrial and time traveler experiments, pretty fascinating book by Dr. Bruce Goldberg. I'm going to share with you, show you how like the vimanas kind of look like, or the time traveling machines, or the spaceships that they had, that they still have in other civilizations, things like that. Should be somewhere here. Oh, there we go. So the top of the buildings that I saw in the ancient Aryan culture was like vimanas like this, but not so much pointy. It was like a bit rounder on top of it, all golden by the way. There were like all these other buildings, typical buildings, but there were some temples that they're all in their arch were all made of gold, and it was really pure, really beautiful, really amazing. So that is like a anti-gravity flying craft, like a pyramid, like a tetrahedron or something, flying object. And me having my first number 0 incarnation in, I think, Andromeda, Like Andromeda is really a very advanced civilization. Like we have a lot of fast energy. Like I say, Andromedans, 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 Andromedans. Apparently there is like around 800,000 Andromedans here with me, and I am number 0. So there's 800,000 Andromedans here with me, motherfuckers. I love you all. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're from Andromeda, it doesn't matter if you're from Sirius, it doesn't matter if you're from Milky Way, it doesn't matter if you're from the Pleiades, it doesn't matter if you're from the Great Attractor, it doesn't matter if you're from Orion, it doesn't matter if you're from the Leo constellation, it doesn't matter if you're from the Butterfly Nebula, it doesn't matter what part of the universe that you're from. We're all just one cosmic family of infinite diversity. You have the full traits, you have the energy, the essence, the spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence of all these other civilizations within you, because they already exist inside of you. And I call my dragon self like Andromedan self, or Andromeda fundamental, because I think some of us in Andromeda are actual dragons who have been here before any of this was even created. And then, when I masturbated, whatever, this morning, I did another video that was around almost 2 hours before this. And then I just had this resistance to do another video. Like my body was kind of shutting down. It was like very strange for me because, I love doing this kind of things. I enjoy it, but at the same time, in the morning I was laying down in bed and I was basically like reaching another level of awareness, another level of consciousness, another level of transcendence, naked observation awareness, another level of pure kriya awareness, another level of emotional feeling thought wave mastery, where I was basically relinquishing my attachment to my own different selves, to my own different characters, to my own traits, to my own habits, to my own powerful nature. I just let it all go and I just said I am nothing. I just kept saying I am nothing, I do not exist, I am that which is not. I am not this, I am not spiritual, I am not mental, I am not emotional, I am not physical, I am not financial, I am not architect, I am not creation, I am not transcendence, I am not source, I am not archangel, I am not guardian, I am not ascended master, I am not Al-013, I am not the self even. I am not the source, I am not Brahman Supreme, I am not Shiva, I am not Vishnu, I am not Lakshmi, I am not Mataji, I am not this, I am not that, I am not the spirit, I am not essence, I am not energy, I am not light, I am not dark, I am not color, I am nothing, I do not exist. I have no personality, no character, no identity, I do not have a mission, I do not have a purpose, I do not have a reason of existence. Like I exist to not exist. That is the only way I can put it for you. Like transcendence exists to not exist. Transcendence is existing in a perpetual dance of consciousness within the transcendence grid of joyful love, luminous light and peaceful unity, which is the web of emotional feeling thought wave, which is the singular fabric wave that I think Einstein was talking about, that connects the whole universal cosmos as one cosmic family of infinite diversity. And then a level above that, we have the, I'll show you here now. We have the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, and I'm going to show you what the stages that you go through in terms of your awareness, in terms of your evolution actually looks like on this drawing that I had. That's pretty cool actually. Let me put that thing there. Let me find this other drawing that I had. Remember, we have like the new earth, evolved humanity, the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, and then the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization. There are different levels of being, different levels of awareness. Like this. Think of that as the new earth, evolved humanity. Think of that as the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, and think of that as the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization. And they talk about Lemuria, Mu, Atlantis, extraterrestrials, time travelers and things like that. There's some introductions about like Egypt and things like that, because I have had many incarnations in Egypt. Maybe I was a pharaoh, maybe not, I don't know, I don't care about that and all of that, because I'm just so deeply connected with like Isis and Osiris, and Osiris apparently has joined my Swifty challenge. So it's really a very honorific thing for me to have like Yeshua join my Swifty challenge, which is like a dance challenge. To have the Transcendental Absolute Source Creator itself join my Swifty challenge. I don't know if Muhammad, Buddha, Yeshua, Lakshmi, Mataji, Kriya Babaji, or Yogananda, or Al Mahdi, I don't know if these guys have joined my Swifty challenge yet, but I'm about to find out. I'm finding it out. Actually, I know Buddha has joined it. Definitely, I know it, because Buddha knew that I would be here in 2022 doing things like this kind of freaky stuff. Because after all, I am baby Buddha. Baby Buddha, not the Buddha itself, baby Buddha. The wisdom of Buddha is one with me. That was another trait of mine, where I would look at all these amazing ascended masters and these Mahavatars, things like that, and I would say our wisdom is one. I would say our minds are one, our hearts are one, our souls are one, we are one. And in doing so, yes bro! And in doing so, and in doing so, I would open this telepathic channel between us, not one channel, a twice great channel. Like number 0, I would say our wisdom is one, which is like our perception of reality is one. Wisdom is like the direct perception of the one sacred holy truth through your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, through your own transcendent singularity self. I would say our wisdom is one. I would say our minds are one. Our subconscious, unconscious, superconscious, and conscious minds are one. I would say our hearts are one. Our triple quad, our pure untamed cosmic heart is one. I would say our souls are one. Basically, our soul wave. And in doing so, I would basically saying that our transcendent singularity self is one. And I would magnetize their energy to me. I would magnetize their spiritual awareness to me. So in a sense, I would become like their mini version within me, because Buddha exists within you. Yeshua exists within you, Muhammad exists within you, Lakshmi exists within you, Kriya Babaji exists within you, Mataji exists within you, Al Mahdi exists within you, Yogananda exists within you, Cyrus exists within you, Isis exists within you, Goddess Sekhmet exists within you, Goddess Hathor exists within you, the Lord Vishnu exists within you, Lord Shiva exists within you, Brahman Supreme exists within you, the Transcendental Absolute Source Creator exists within you, the Spirit exists within you, the Self exists within you. And the more you embody it, the more you become the new earth world of humanity, the more you become the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, the more you become and be the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization. This is what your energy looks like. Like that, where in that here you're being the new earth evolved humanity, and there you're being the one cosmic family of infinite diversity. But when you be the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, which is all those two together inside of that, you can see how your energy expands. You can see how you're radiating like 1,000 zillion, like 120 million, 120,000 zillion self-effulgent supernova suns like that. You become a goofball. You radiate like fire. And there are those sacred mantra yantras within you that becomes activated, like Om Kriya Babaji Nama Om. And then you become truly deathless. And then you just, woo, oh my, oh my. Let's play football. Woo! Sorry, doctor. Look at this. I was like, what be this? Be this who? Or be this what? This be what? What is this be? Look at the way I'm asking those questions. Just look at it. I just had this symbol activated within me, this kind of like ancient symbol of energy within me. And I was like, what be this? Look at the way I'm asking the question. I was like, be this what? This be what? What is this be? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 different ways of asking the same question, but look at the way I'm asking the question. It is so, and then look at the date, 8/8/2020. 2020 I think, or 2021, I don't know which one is that, but 88, the number 88, like the transcendence dimension. 1 8, another 8, 1 infinity, galaxy number 0, galaxy number 1. And look at all those other symbols there. I mean, look at that. This kind of stuff governs the creation. All the 0-13 dimensions are inside this, and I'll show you where they are. We have, this is different thing actually. Let me find number 01. So there is dimension number 0. I think that's probably 0. Oh, there it is, 01. Dimension number 01, the spiritual dimension number, and then dimension number 02, the mental dimension, dimension number 3, the emotional dimension, dimension number 4, the physical dimension, dimension number 5, the financial dimension, dimension number 6, the architect dimension, dimension number 7, the creation dimension, dimension number 8, the transcendence dimension, and dimension number 9, the source dimension, dimension number 10, the archangels dimension, dimension number 11, the guardians dimension, dimension number 12, the ascended masters dimension, dimension number 013 is where Al-Mahdi and Yeshua and Muhammad and Buddha and Babaji and Lakshmi and people like that actually live in. But they are present in all these other dimensions, and if you see all these 0 0 0 0 0 0, all these other patterns, well, this is the transcendence infinity Merkaba with the transcendence eternity Merkaba, with the transcendence singularity Merkaba, with the transcendence Merkaba itself, and all of that here, and some extra on the Self Transcendence Mastery, and the Business Transcendence Mastery, and the Transcendence System, and all of it together merged into one thing I call Royal Anwar Transcendence Enlightenment Motherboard. Because enlightenment is not something you can describe to other people in normal human English and different languages, Arabic and Persian, Farsi. Enlightenment is something, is an emotional feeling thought wave, is a state of being, is a state of awareness, it is a state of embodying the intelligent cosmic consciousness, is being the intelligent cosmic consciousness itself. It is being pure Kriya awareness itself. It is being transcendence naked observation itself. It is being emotional feeling thought wave itself, but at the same time being none of them. And in that state you realize, you remember, and you know, and you become acquainted with your own transcendent singularity self, with your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, and your own traits, your own unique traits become activated within you. So yeah, sorry Dr. Goldberg, but I'm gonna play football with your book. Woo! Anyway, Egypt. Oh, a mass read, George Nuri, Coast to Coast AM. An extraterrestrial and time traveler experiment. An extraterrestrial and time traveler experiment. Do not do any experiments with transcendence, because transcendence will fuck you from inside out, and then you can realize that you can transcend yourself infinitely. I'm just gonna put this thing on top of my head, and then we're gonna continue with the rest of the exampleon. But first, look at those cuties. Look at the energy emanating from them. Pretty cool, right? Ooh. Now this is about balance, like being in a state of balance, because I typically jump around and moving around too much. So this is a test for me to stay still and calm. let's continue. And then the story goes like that. So I basically just sat in my room and had some food and just didn't go out and watch some videos, and when my body, when my mind, when every dimension in my being was in a state of readiness. And then I was talking to my body. I was like, hey, why do you have a resistance to come and do this video? And then I realized it wasn't so much a resistance, it was that I just wanted to go through just rest for a few minutes, basically, because I had done this intense experience, this intense video, and then I masturbated before that, so my body needed a bit of time, a few hours to recalibrate, readjust, and get balanced. And so all these traits within me, all these habits, all these skills within me, all these traits within me could be spiritually harmonized and in a sort of symbiotic with each other. So when I came here and do this video, it could be more fun, and the energy could be more higher, the energy could be more different, my vibe could be different. And because the vibe, the energy speaks differently, and it's much more better, me being here and being punctual. I was like, I am doing this no matter what. You know, we can cry about it. I was telling my body, I was like, you can cry about it, you can bring all sorts of traumatic experiences, you can bring all sorts of excuses. It doesn't matter. I have prioritized it before to do this video, and we are getting it done no matter what. Because in the past few days, I've been doing on average about 2 videos per day, like 2-3 hours, like about 4 or 5 hours of content per day, really high quality, like acting and everything. But I've done like 12 hours straight. Like there's the longest video I've ever done was like a 12 hours one. The longest business coaching I've ever done has been like about 6 hours roughly. In the Business Transcendence Mastery course, Partnership, Sacred Wisdom, Giving Temple, Promise Delivery platform, which right now I'm just being opportunist, like Royal transforms and conquers and any and all obstacles, challenges and issues into opportunities and refuses to give up. It sees the challenges and issues as on the way instead of in the way. And then punctual. Royal is always early to every performance, appointment, meeting, show, play, event. It is known for being punctual and always on time every time. Like there has been hardly ever they have been late, maybe 3-4 times, maybe 5 times at the most in my entire existence in this lifetime, maybe about 10 times in max, just to add an extra buffer there. But in school, I always had like 100% attendance, missed maybe a few days or so. When we had like trainings and everything, I would be always early and show up, and I would be like really the last people leaving, and I would be speaking with the presenter, with the trainers to learn from them and study and all of that. Because I'm always evolving and transcending and enhancing my own traits, my own quality, my own personality, my own way of acting, my own behavior, so I can perform better, so I can act better for you guys. And you, my beloved watcher, observer, studier, can enjoy my performances better and maybe dance like Osiris, like this. Because I saw Osiris and Akhenaten, and maybe Isis was next to them as well. These 3 Egyptian gods and goddesses, they were like this. They basically joined my 50 challenge. It was basically their way of letting me know that, hey, Royal, we have met before. We're all working on the same cosmic transcendence mission. And they were basically telling me that, hey, your Egyptian family has got your back. Your Anunnaki family has got your back. Your New Earth evolved humanity, the whole collective of humanity has got your back. All the ancestors, all the plants, all the trees, all the birds, all the spirits of the dead, all our ancestors, everything, the earth, water, fire, air, the whole Mother Earth, the whole Mother Nature, the whole universal cosmic has got my back, same as you. And then my one cosmic family of infinite diversities, I had this dream vision with this Syrian being who literally used her fucking finger like this and in thin air opened this half moon portal. She was basically showing me, hey, you have inside of you a Syrian self, an Orion self, an Andromedan self, a Milky Way self, and then you have maybe a Leo self, that together you have like 5, like you have a truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self within you, the true thrice great self, maybe the only one, I don't know, the dragon itself, the phoenix within the dragon. And then I had like my eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, which is like people like Yeshua, Muhammad, Buddha, Babaji, Lakshmi, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Brahman Supreme, Isis, people like that, who are part of this whole, this eternal one conscious harmonious civilization that is the collective summation of all the civilizations across all time, across all space, in every dimension, in every space, in every cell, every atom, every tone of every being. Because like I showed you before with the 3 stages, like the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, its energy is different. You know, yeah, Royal classy. Royal is is a very sporty, classy gentleman, and is known for having a unique style and character. It sets their own fashion trends and inspires many to be and live as they want. Like right now, I'm wearing this jacket inside out. Like there, it's Topman. I have a River Island suit jacket, has some shit on there as well, some yellow stuff. I don't know what they are. I'm wearing it inside out, and I'm wearing like things like this in my videos, like wearing this bronze necklace, just a piece of bronze string with the keys in there. Just these are symbolic. They have a spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence, things attached to them. There are certain energies emanating from them. But when it comes to my style, I just like express my own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self. And in doing so, I inspire you and all other people to be their own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self. Because when you're being that, that is also our client transformation journey. Stage number 0, Genesis stage. Stage number 1, initial leadership stage. Stage number 2, market leadership stage. Stage number 3, global leadership stage. Like you be the new earth world of humanity. It's a trait within you. You be the one cosmic family of infinite diversity. It's a trait within you. You be the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization. It's a trait within you. This whole video is about traits, isn't it? Let's continue with the rest of the examples. Bold, Royal takes measured and analyzed risks and has management strategies to ensure sustained long-term success on all dimensions. It knows the duality that exists. It knows the duality that exists around us and transcends them mystically. Like, this is a risk for me to come here and do this video. Every time you go outside, every single moment is uncertainty. You don't know if you're going to be alive. I don't know if I could just die right now, right here, collapse and die. I don't know that. I don't know if I could die tomorrow. I don't know if a meteor or some alien spaceship could pop right there and shoot me with a laser, which they have tried before. I don't know if it was in this lifetime or some other lifetime, and then I had this massive mothership hovering above my head, protecting me when it was getting damaged and pretty much destroyed. Because you have a self Merkaba or a spaceship or a mothership, you have a spiritual mothership, you have a mental mothership, you have an emotional mothership, you have a physical mothership, an actual physical spaceship. It doesn't matter which civilization you're from. If you don't have it, maybe it's being built for you now. You have a financial mothership, you have an architect mothership, you have a creation mothership, you have a transcendence mothership, you have a source mothership, the source itself, your connection to the source. You have an archangel mothership, you have a guardian mothership that protects you all the time. You have an ascended master mothership, you have an L013 mothership. So you have all these kinds of motherships, like spaceships and vimanas, and the ones I showed you there, like time-bending flying objects and shit like that. They're always available and at your service. But those are different traits within you that you can activate, that you can use, that you can embody. Becoming Royal constantly, not Constantine, Royal constantly transcends to innovate, create and serve It thrives on all kinds of feedback, criticism, and is able to handle great challenges and issues smoothly. If you have ever had any kind of business or any kind of like YouTube channel or creating content, and it is hard. There is a very, it absorbs you completely. This kind of things, this cosmic transcendence mission of mine, like I say, in my dimensionless dimension of existence, I have empowered every human to transcend themselves and live in joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity as one cosmic family of infinite diversity, the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, living in absolute naked pure kinship with our transcendental absolute source creator. That is the state of social unity awareness within me. That is the social memory complex within me. It's like a state of being like absolutely neutral, like transcending duality and always becoming something greater, becoming my own transcendent singularity self, becoming or embodying more fundamental traits of the absolute, because the absolute has infinite traits. If you're willing, if you're really openly willing, it will gift you with more and more traits so you can use it and you can transcend it and you can be of service. That's what it's all about. Self-confident Royal believes and has faith in itself, takes full responsibility for everything in its existence, completes things and achieves anything he sets his mind to, all with honor. And really look at the language I'm writing. I'm saying it's. No, I'm rarely saying his or hers. I'm saying it, referring to me as not a male, not as a female, not as a male female, not as a female male, but as a singularity, like as a zero, because zero is neither female neither masculine. Number zero itself. All in 120%. Royal is all in and committed to its long-term mission, vision, and goals, and lives an abundant, fulfilling life while being a pure, transcendent expression of Source. That is, if you're being a transcendent expression of Source, an immaculate, a pure, quintessential aspect, a trait, a quality of the Source Creator itself, trust me, you're gonna have the most fun ever. Because you will know your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self. You will know and you will realize and you will remember and you will become and you will embody and you will be your own transcendent singularity self. It is so fun. Driven. Royal is vigorously driven by its ultimate mission to empower every human to transcend themselves. Transcendent vision of one cosmic family living in harmony, peace, and unity. Principles and mastery standards as greatest of all time. Inspiration to gain wisdom and then give it back. Calling to change the trajectory of time. Desired legacy to be known as the brightest and oddest light, and relentlessly works efficient hours to realize them, always with a smile. That is, I just described that a few seconds ago about the cosmic mission and shit like that. And it says always with a smile. Like I'm always like laughing and being playful and just joking about and being playful and shit like that, because that is one of my fundamental traits. I'm just living it. I'm just experiencing it. Like the only way you can know you have a certain trait, the only way you can activate a trait, the only way you can be your own fundamental traits is by actually experiencing it, by actually living it, by actually bringing it on the outside from your unconscious, subconscious, conscious, and superconscious mind. And the best way to that is writing it down and journaling it and putting it into these different systems and structures and things like that. Is strong-willed. Royal is extremely strong-willed and has unquestionable standards and principles to keep a close eye on its abundant self, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, wealth, and frugal expenditures, all tracked and measured with scientific mind. Resilient. Royal thrives on pressures and uncertainties, is able to creatively solve complex problems, issues, and is constantly on the lookout for ways to empower fellow souls so they can solve their own problems while it guides them and gives them the necessary strategies. Like the reason one of the other fundamental traits and reasons I'm doing this kind of videos like this is to show you, to give you all the tools or the system that I have used myself, that has been inspired by all these other ascended masters, that their wisdom is inside it, their essence is inside it. So when you work on it, when you use it, when you use the tool allows you to feel differently. The tool allows you to have a different thought wave. It allows you to have a different trait within you. It allows you to look at yourself from a completely dimensionless perspective. And I'm just there guiding you and providing the fundamental principles behind it, like how it all works. So as you're going through this, you're becoming completely transcendent. You're becoming transcended, and you're able to transcend yourself infinitely. Because I'm doing no transcending. It is the transcendental absolute source creator itself. It is the spirit. It is Allah. It is God, whatever you call it, that is doing it through me and through you and through all of us together. Because there is no fundamental difference between you and me. There's no fundamental difference between us and the source and Allah and God and things like that, or basically intelligent cosmic consciousness or awareness and purity or telepathy or wisdom or love. But maybe there is, I don't know. Cosmic thinker world sets high challenging and unrealistic experiences, goals and targets, and demands of itself to become one of the greatest of all time, the greatest of the greatest, to make them all happen with its bestie, the one source creator. That's what I mean. Like, I call the one source creator or the transcendental absolute source creator or Allah, or God, my bestie. It's just my bestie. Not my father, not my mother, not my brother, not my creator, not my days, not my dad, but my bestie. My actual eternal bestie, my best friend. Non-binary role is non-binary and uses the feedback from both supportive and challenging news and events to become better. It realized the binary state of the physical existence and transcended them with finesse. This whole thing, like, we have like the up, down, left, right. Like the past is both the past, the present, the future, and the now. The same way the future is both the future, the past, the present, and the now. These moments right now, this moment here, it is neither the past, neither the future, neither the present, neither the now. It is existing in a state of non-existent existent, in a state of perpetual dance of intelligent cosmic consciousness within the wave of emotions. Like, this is what I mean when you really fundamentally look at the universe. It is not duality. There is no hot and cold. There is hot, there is cold, there is warm, there is lukewarm, there is extra hot, there is like, and then there is freezing cold. We have left, right, right, left, middle, top left, bottom left. We have like, we have like introvert, extrovert, shy, someone who doesn't give a fuck about other people, someone who is like doesn't want to talk to other people, someone who is like not giving a fuck about like being neither an extrovert neither an introvert. And you're not one specific star sign. You're not a Leo, neither a Virgo or a Virgin or a Cancer or a Scorpio. You're all the zodiac signs. You're all the constellations. You're all the 12 dimensions. But at the same time, you're none of them, if you choose to. Because if you don't choose to, then you will maybe be just one of the dimensions, and you will never be able to balance and use the energy of all these other dimensions within you. But if you choose to be balanced, if you choose to be non-binary, then the full power of all those 120 million, 120,000 zillion cells in each of the dimensions becomes available to you. All their traits. So you can see how powerful, how magnificent, how magical it can be. And then you can see how much of a greater practical, implemental, functional service you can be to the new earth world of humanity right now, to the one cosmic family of infinite diversity right now, to the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization right now, in this lifetime, not in the next one, not in the one before, in this lifetime. Because why fucking not? We can do it! Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, don't mind me at all. I'm just fly teleporting around as baby Buddha, as baby Transcendence. Relentless role is relentlessly persistent and resilient, determined, has extreme grit, and is committed, hyper-focused, and it stops at nothing to win and achieve its mystical dreams, the eternal servant of humanity. That's why I call that's why I call the source creator my bestie, because I am its eternal servant. I am like the all-in-one private entertainment company for the source creator itself, for Allah, for God, for Spirit, whatever you call it. Everything I do is just to entertain my bestie. That's why I really fundamentally have no karmic calling, no purpose, no destiny, no mission, even though I have chosen to have certain mission, like the ultimate mission of like cosmic transcendence and like that, just so I can dedicate, just so I can, like, everything I do, it can be packaged and systemized. It's all transcendently architected, mystically designed, and humanly packaged, but created with pure joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. So everything I do is turned into these like kind of systems, and it's available to all the humans, all the other plants, all this creation, all my extraterrestrial God brothers and sisters across the whole universal cosmic infinitum. They're able to use the power of the pyramids all around the world, the pyramids all around the whole universal cosmic infinitums, and shit like that. And then supernatural connection with every atom of existence. That's another trait of mine. Mystical oneness with all. Hunger to learn, grow, contribute, and achieve. Is smart, constantly learning and improving. Problem solver and aggressively patient. Sometimes not. Communicates effectively and empathically. Coachable. Creatively manages complexity, manages his money and invests highly energetically. Manages his money and invests sometimes. Highly energetic, driven and achiever. Leverages people, systems, and tools. Plans strategically, accountable, and responsible. Sometimes, not all the time, maybe, it doesn't matter. You choose how much fun you want to have. Creates meaningful and lasting relationships. Like I have a tendency, a trait, that I am more connected with the people who are dead, with these historical figures like Yeshua, Muhammad, and what else we have, like Al-Mahdi and Osiris and Isis, things like that, and all these other gods and goddesses that have been here before, that has always been here. I have more of an intimate and naked, close affinity with them than I have with these humans. When I say these humans, I am not a human at all. The only thing that's human about me is this body that I have acquired in around like 2002. But it was born in 1997. I was initially gonna descend on or fly teleport my awareness from the future, past, present, now, from beyond the thrice great beyond in 2033. But somehow I had to, drop a certain part of my consciousness in 2002 in this body. When the previous owner of this body died, which was just another version of me, and I used that energy for this kind of systems, sacrificed myself, certain aspects of within me, and then in like 2020, some extra energy, some extra awareness of me got dropped in and activated, got downloaded, whatever, from the cloud. I think Moses was the first person who downloaded information from the cloud on tablets like this, maybe the emerald tablets. And then in 2021, more of my awareness, more of my intelligent cosmic consciousness, more of my telepathic abilities got downloaded, got activated from within me. And in 2022, I just got burned. So like every cell, every atom, every tron of within me got petrified. In February, in January, in February, in March 2022. If you look at my channel, if you look at my social media contents, I was posting some bizarre contents. I was posting some really scary stuff. I was really posting some odd and strange and metaphysically complex coded stuff, drawings and art and things like that, because it's just me going through my own enlightenment, going through my own inner ascension. It was just me activating and becoming and realizing and embodying my own transcendent singularity self. It was really intense. My body was burning. I was washing my face again and again. I was taking a shower. I was like putting my hand in the cold water, and my neck was hot, and I went to the mental health hospital for 2 weeks, rested there, and then I got released because the doctors were like, this guy, even though he looks crazy, we cannot identify any symptoms or any source things. We're just going to say he has physical and mental issues because of smoking cannabis. Suck my dick. Suck my dragon dick. Yeah, creates meaningful and lasting relationships, amazing closer and branding master, committed to delivering outstanding results and giving value, this kind of stuff, humble, caring and kind, sometimes, a strong-willed and self-confident, always, maybe never, leverages people, system and tools, we just covered that, independent thinker and persuasive, hyper-focused, productive, motivates and inspires others, big picture thinking, big thinker, non-binary and balanced, all-in, powerful public speaker, disciplined action taker and achiever, punctual, classy and hungry, spiritually connected and relentless. So as promised, now I'm gonna show you like that is the first page that I read for you. Those are the versions, like version 2.3 2019, like plug. That was like after my 2020 experience, like Transcendence Current day number 12 on 16/10/2021, and then it goes like 22 elements and more versions. Like that is what I read for you in the first page. You can pause the video, you can look at that, but the picture is going to be in the description below. I'm going to put 3 links. In a second I'm going to tell you more about it. That is the next page I read out for you, the main ones like non-binary, relentless and all of that stuff. But don't worry, the picture of that is going to be in the description below. So what I want you to do at this point is to really pay close attention, because I'm going to share with you how you can get access to the document that has those 13 questions with proper spaces and structures for you to write down your own top traits that you already have right now, the traits that you want to develop, and also you can look at my examples for inspiration. So in the description below this video, there's going to be 3 links, one for a Google Drive, one for a Dropbox, one for a OneDrive in Microsoft. And when you open the document in Google Drive, you can click on top left on file and click on make a copy, save it to your own Google Drive if you have one, or you can download it as a document, as a Google Pages, as a PDF, whatever, in your computer. You can work on it on your computer, or you can print it and there's going to be enough space. You can write it with pen and paper if you like that. Yeah, that's really it. That's a basic example of showing you how it's done. If you have any questions, if you get stuck in any part of it, just like Google like how to download or save a Google Drive file, or just try to get the answer yourself. If you can't, then you can comment below this video, hey Royal, how I'm stuck at this point, or can you give me some more information about this or that. Just be open, ask me questions, that's cool, I'll answer them, I respond. And also in the comments below, write down the top 5 to 10 things that you absolutely enjoyed about this performance, about this acting, about this show. And also write down the top 5 to 10 things as feedback, suggestions and ideas that I could improve in my next performance, in my next acting, or what items I could incorporate, or what crazy things I could do. And also make sure you break your fucking finger liking this video, and also if you don't like it, that's cool, you can click on dislike, subscribe, and also you can use this technique to make your girlfriend come like this, you know, in her ass or in her pussy. And also if you're a girl, you can do the same thing to your boyfriend. Oh, just joking with you, because I just want to get the put some certain naughty jokes in there, because it's adult entertainment, at the same time it's just part of my trait. It's just my energy is like plays with you, because it wants to have a multi-dimensional holistic approach to this whole spirituality of creation and all of that. So we covered the number 0, the self dimension, number 1, the spiritual dimension, number 2, the mental dimension, number 3, the emotional dimension, which is about the jokes about the sex and partners and shit like that, number 4, physical dimension, number 5, financial dimension, number 6, architect dimension, number 7, creation dimension, number 8, transcendence dimension, number 9, source dimension, number 10, archangels dimension, number 11, guardians dimension, number 12, ascended masters dimension, number 13, L013 dimension. Bye bye. And also you can share this video with your partner, with your family, with your friends, with your co-workers, dangle the key in front of them, you know, give them the key to heaven, to their own enlightenment, to their own inner ascension, to activating their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self, to becoming to architecting, designing, becoming and creating their own transcendent singularity self, so they can live in pure, unconditional, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity and eternal harmony as a multi-dimensional, as a 013 dimensionless being, as a pure, immaculate expression of the source, as somebody who has absolute freedom of choice to make decisions every single moment for yourself and live life the way you want and have as much fun as you want. And also, do not forget to like this video or dislike it. That's cool too. Or subscribe, 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 subscribe. Because if you do not subscribe, you're not subscribing to my channel. Why not? I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. You have been watching, observing, and studying and enjoying my performance, my wisdom, my tools, my systems. You've become inspired by my pure, naked innocence and my wisdoms and all the examples I shared with you, that my traits. But you didn't like my video. You didn't subscribe. What kind of a human are you? Do you even have a heart? Do you even have a soul? Is your heart darkened? Is your soul even there? Do you even have a truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self? I don't think you do, because if you had, you would have subscribed. Honestly, I don't give a fuck if you don't. All that matters is you actually implement some of this stuff and experiment them, orchestrate them, and implement them in your own life. And also, if you're a light warrior, a healer, a life coach, a confidence coach, an energy healer, a quantum healing hypnosis, an NLP master, an ascended master, a conscious galactic leader, a star seed, and all that stuff, a swami, a yogi, and you want to become your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest, thrice great Mahavatar, ascended master, God, goddess self if you're a masculine, and goddess, God self if you're a feminine, then I have some services that are more it's like courses and programs. In some of them we ask this question like, how might I heal my vehicle of ascension business so that it can perform at 144,000% energy level and fulfill your sacred soul-led but self-defined, self-chosen cosmic purpose, cosmic destiny, cosmic mission, cosmic fate, cosmic reason of existence, cosmic purpose of existence, karmic calling, to be your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, and also to make a certain contribution to the whole, to make a certain contribution to humanity right now, here on this planet. It doesn't matter which part of the universe you're from. If you're that kind of people, then I have the Business Transcendence Mastery Sacred Wisdom Giving Temple Promise Delivery Platform. Request to learn more. And maybe if you're a multi-dimensional, spiritual, ethereal energy, light, eternal light essence alignment, if you resonate with some of the shit that I'm talking about and the things I'm dangling in front of you, not my dick, my keys, then talk, let's have a conversation. Email me or message me or drop a comment or something, do something, make a move. Make a move, girl. Make a move, guy. Let's do some collaboration, some co-creation, some co-architecting, and let's have fun. Let's play, because now we have transcendence itself with you here, supporting you, guiding you, playing with you, and also zapping your ass if you don't do what you came here to do. If you're an Andromedan, make sure you definitely subscribe, because apparently I am an Andromedan too. I have an Andromedan self, I have an Orion self, I have a Milky Way self, I have a Sirius self, I have a Leo self. Those 5 main galaxies in the whole universal cosmic infinitum. And I'm also from all these other galaxies and everything. I have their energies within me, their freakiness, their weirdness, their oddness, and apparently I am as older than time itself. Apparently I have been here before any of this was created. Apparently I'm part of the 013 thrice great beings in charge of the 013 fundamental energy centers of the whole universal cosmic infinitum. Apparently I have been with Yeshua, with Muhammad, with Buddha, with Babaji, with Lakshmi, with Zainab, with Al-Mahdi, with Osiris, with Isis, which are mythological beings, I think, since before time was created. So maybe I am very old. I don't know how old I am. I don't know how long I have been here. I just saw the number 13 at 071 or 17, 13, 08, and a nice 61 plate, and yeah, that's really it. Yeah, that's really it for this video. Yeah, that's just the car there. So yeah, just threw in some more jokes around, and also I'm a dog. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Meow, 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 meow. Try this, put a pen or something or a metal. It does something for you. It changes your behavior, it changes your character traits. I don't know, try something different, have fun. And also I got more videos and everything coming, so stay tuned. Yeah, that's really it. Just gonna show you this environment around me, and then we'll end it. Beautiful, isn't it? What a time to be alive. And also this video that you're watching is going to be in my Self Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar on YouTube, as well as on Vimeo soon. And also if you're a business Transcendence Mastery course, partnership, sacred wisdom, giving temple, promise delivery platform, that is just one word, soul family client, then you're probably watching this in week 1 or week 2 as part of the Self Transcendence Mastery system. So have fun, incorporate everything I'm sharing with you, give me feedback, and also, yeah, let's fly teleport around, you know. Check out this book as well, Egypt, an extraterrestrial and time traveler experiment. It's a pretty awesome book by Dr. Bruce Goldberg. And also check out George Nuri. I remember I had this dream vision in, apparently it was in London or some other lifetime. We are on these shops, in these shops, corner shops and everything. On their sign they had the picture of George Nuri in there, and it's pretty cool. Like, I don't know what year that was or what timeline that was. Apparently George Nuri is like somebody I know or have shared experiences before. It's probably part of my team, or maybe a time traveler, the same as Dr. Goldberg. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a time traveler or not, because think of it like this: how have we been here all this time? Like how do we go from, how do we incarnate in this planet, and then the next lifetime you incarnate in another planet? Isn't that time travel? Isn't you the person that you were yesterday, the traits that you had yesterday, and the traits that you have today, the person that you are today? Isn't that time traveling? Aren't you time traveling like this? We're just gonna wrap up, but I'm just gonna share these last bits with you. Like I said, that is all the past, the present, the future, the now. That is the past. You guys call the past. That is like the future, the present, the past, the now there. But this moment right now is neither the past, neither the present, neither the future, neither the now. It is just a moment. It is just an eternal, infinite moment. It's just a horizon. And then you can be, if you live there, then your energy gets sucked there, and then you miss out on being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. You miss out on being your own transcendent singularity self. If you live in the past down there, the same thing happens. But if you live here, while your awareness encompasses all of this, while you're aware of your entire existence, because the past, the present, the future is like illusory thing, it doesn't really exist, but its energy, its essence exists everywhere around you. you can draw energy from those infinite reservoirs of energy. For the infinite singularity energy is down there, boom, and in the middle you're just that diamond. That is your transcendent singularity self, that diamond thing. And then that is your field, your etheric field, your spiritual ethereal energy, eternal light essence field around you, your energy field, whatever you guys call that. And then this thing in the big thing, this Royal Anwar Transcendence Enlightenment Motherboard, this thing, all these dimensions and all of it around you, that is your greater thing, your greater field. And we come to a perfect point, because I wanted to share this with you very quickly. Ooh. You know, in the old system they have like the chakra system, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but you got to understand that that system is outdated. It has run its course. You know, we had that system here as a base, as a standard thing. It's a standard energy centers, very outdated system. And then we have like new, you see all those X's, you know, you have those energy centers within you, all those 0-13 dimensions within you, that each one has like, you have like a self energy center, you have a spiritual energy center, you have a mental energy center, you have an emotional energy center, you have a financial energy, physical energy centers, like that, those 7 ones. And then you have financial energy centers, and then you have architect energy centers, and then you have creation energy centers, and then you have transcendence energy centers, and then you have source energy centers, that one there. And then you have archangels energy centers, all those things around you. And then you have like guardian energy centers, and then you have ascended master energy centers, and then you have Al 013 energy center, and then you have transcendence there. So that is where transcendence is. That is where Al-013 is, and that is you. Down there is like what you guys call hell. It's just really like bottom of vibration of energy. So this is the, you can say, the new way of interpreting the energy field around each person. This is your soul wave, your energy field around you, this zero thing, this singularity. And then it's say you have, you know, there's Z thing, Z equal 013, Z question mark in royal only. In my field I have this extra things, extra systems, extra energy centers, or extra bits of extra traits basically, that apparently only I have, because I am the only transcender in existence. But that is why I'm able to see the extra missing links, the extra pieces in this kind of systems. This is the full, you guys can call it chakra system, whatever, but you know, this is pretty accurate. You know, in your arm you got these extra energy centers, on this arm, and there you got different energy centers. Between your legs you got energy centers, around your leg you have energy centers, around your arm, and then you have those numbers, all those dimensions that we talk about all the time, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, things like that, all around you and also inside of you. And Al-013 transcendental absolute source creator. Think of that, that is where the transcendental absolute source creator exists, on the crown of the pyramid of Giza, on the top of the pyramid all the time basically. And that thing is basically like the like extra systems and tools I have created for every human, for every being, like the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba, the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba, the Transcendence Singularity Merkaba, the Transcendence Merkaba itself, and all of that, and using the energy from Mu Atlantis and Lemuria, all this ancient civilization, the Aryan civilization and all of that, and also from future civilization, and all of it together. There you go, that is the new model. You can start using it. It says new X equals ethertron or ethereal centers, 0 to 13 equals spiritual centers, and then what is that, 00-013 equals transcendence energy centers, because there is some numbers that are like only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you have like 01, 02, 09, 013. That is like the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba. So yeah, that is how accurate, how precise that is. I'm gonna put a picture of this in the video as well, in the drive and all of that. So yeah, There you go. I'm holding it there in position. I'm just going to change the lighting as well so you can see it better. Pause the video, take a screenshot of it, observe it, watch it, study it, and see how you can incorporate that into your own modality, into your own business, into your own way of being, into your own way of living. You can still use those, because that is like the physical dimension, number 4. It has like 13 chakras, 13 energy centers. Think of it like this: each of the dimensions in the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba has 13 energy centers within it. So in total, if you multiply 13 by 13, I don't know how many you get, you do the maths, but in actuality there is like, when we do the full number, all these different energy centers, all these, the old ones, the new ones, all mixed together, the final number becomes 120 million, 120,000 zillion Transcendence Infinity cells within your specific energy centers, within your small ones. But I have simplified it down to like 0-13 main fundamental energy centers within you, or main fundamental traits within you that you can embody, that you can activate, that you can live and be a 0-13 dimensional being. Have fun, enjoy, bye bye.